Welcome back to Melanie Loves Death Metal. I've got a couple of things to talk about today. I got three packages in the mail. One of them I got several months ago. I never showed it off on here, and I don't know why, but it was a whole filler from my Haemmrohage collection, so I'll show you that at the end of the video. But somebody reminded me I never announced the giveaway winner, which I was supposed to last week. I don't know how I forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that. I posted in a shorts video or whatever, not in here because people tend to like miss it that I announced it in here or whatever else. So I'll do that. Yes, I'm gonna announce the winner. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how I forgot about it. Yeah, I know how I forgot about it. I have a very forgetful brain. Anyway, all right. So a while back, I got a package in the mail from the band Pestilent Death. And if you're not familiar with who that band is, they are out of California. Currently on Rotted Life Records. I showed off their last full length album back in 2019 called Chapters of Depravity. Loved that album. Became a huge fan of them after I heard that. Eulogies of Putrefaction is their first full length of 2016. I don't own that one, but I have heard it and I do really enjoy it. And they've kind of just went into the abyss after that. Didn't really make any other music after that and just kind of like fell off, and immediately I forgot about them. And then last year they came out with a brand new EP that I admittedly completely totally slept on until they sent it to me, which was after I've already made my year-end list and everything like that. And it came out last July, so it's been almost close to a year now that this came out, called Pathways to Infinite Malignity. And so they finally they shot me a message and said, hey, like, we're gonna send you a CD and basically like care package, we love the support that you've given us, etc., etc. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I got it a couple weeks ago and I completely forgot to show it off and talk about it on here again. I got like two other things I need to make a video on, so I'm trying to get cut off of all the things. So I appreciate them for sending that to me. So here it is. Here's a CD. Unfortunately, of course, the USPS cracked the goddamn case, so I'll have to replace that eventually. I ran out of my extra cases that I had. The artwork is done by Mark Riddick, and like I said, this came out back in July on Rotted Life Records. It's still available. There is also a tape edition, I believe, that you can get as well. There's the artwork, a very simple little booklet of just the lyrics, and Mark Riddick has a very distinct style of art, as you guys know, so as soon as I saw that cover, I knew it was him right away. And then the credits on the back. So it's a three-piece band. I believe they were also on a stream with Ken's Death Metal Crypt a while back. Unfortunately, I don't know if those like streaming videos, those like interview videos were archived and put on YouTube. There was a group of guys that took all of Ken's videos that he did of like demos and stuff and put them on YouTube, so that way people can still find that music. But I don't know if he saved any of like the live streams or the like interviews and stuff that Ken did, which is sucks because those were some of the fun videos to watch too. But they did, Pestilent Death was on there and he did do an interview with them, which immediately I think is where I pretty much learned who they were. And that was back in like 2019, like right after Chapters of Depravity came out. So it's been quite a bit of years. So this EP is very, very good. And I'm sad that I did not give it the time of day like I should have last year, because I absolutely would have probably named this my favorite EP of the year. There's the back, and then there, that Rotted Life Records. Rotted Life Records is like one of my favorite underground death metal labels. I used to buy from them all the time. I feel like it's been a while since I've gotten anything. I need to go and scour the Bandcamp and see what new releases are coming out and stuff like that. So they sent me the CD, and they also sent me a shirt, which I actually wore yesterday. And it got washed, and I did not put it back on today. But Pestilent Death, some artwork. I should have wore it today. Instead, I'm wearing my Frozen Scream shirt. Which, by the way, fun story about this Frozen Scream shirt. So I have two of these. I have a black edition, and on the back, it's like their band roster. I don't know, you can't really see it, but it says, and it has like all the names of the bands on their roster and stuff like that. So I wore this shirt into Publix this morning when I was picking up a couple of things, and an older woman was like, "Oh, I like that little snowflake on your shirt," and I was like, "Yeah, lady, Thanks, but do you realize what's in the middle of that snowflake? Probably not. But anyway, thought that was funny. This is like one of my favorite shirts right now. I absolutely love these shirts. I got it off Iron Fortress. Go check it out. Anyway, so this EP is very, very good. It's 4 tracks and just annihilates the hell out of you. Probably one of the heaviest EPs that I've heard in a very long time. Massive guitars, just super down-tuned, super heavy. Like the sound of this, the guitar sound is just very overpowering on this. And then a drummer that sounds like he's just shooting a machine gun at you, just annihilates the hell out of you. There is bass on here, however, it's not as I don't hear it as clear. I mean, because again, those guitars just annihilate the hell out of you. They have a very like sludgier style to it, and they kind of lean into a tight, slightly just a little bit of Death Doom on here. But for the most part, it's an unrelenting, annihilating EP. Definitely some of the best stuff they've written so far in their very small catalog that they have. And it gets me pretty excited to see, like, are you guys releasing a new album soon? Because that would be awesome. But yeah, very, very good band. So if you're looking for underground death metal band, the no frills bullshit, not like that, like, dummy death metal either. It does have a pretty cavernous sound to it. But I wouldn't really classify, this is absolutely not like that dummy death metal at all. Like, some people ask me that, and I'm like, no, it's not. But it's just no frills. It just annihilates the hell out of you. So definitely check this out. I'll link in the description where you can listen to it on Bandcamp, and then where you can buy it. Amazing band. So thank you guys for sending this to me. Again, I can't believe I slept on this last year. It's actually very disappointing that I did, because I really enjoyed your last several releases. But again, there was just a lot going around. And that t-shirt's really cool. I've worn it a couple times already. And every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, I gotta make this video. And just never did. So finally put some time aside to do that. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is something I got in the mail. Yesterday, I finally added this to my collection after missing out on the releases. Like, just it always was hard to get or sold out, or people were selling it for stupid prices, and that is Mortal Decay. So I bought off of their website, their big cartel site. Sickening, erotic, fantasism. Jesus, I'm struggling here with the name of this. Cassette tape that Dissonant Tapes reissued a while ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And I missed out on this. So this is their first full-length album. Admittedly, I tend to lean towards this one a little bit more than Forensic. However, since I've gotten the Forensic reissue on cassette, I've been listening to it a lot lately, and I kind of am leaning a little bit more towards that now. And obviously, I really like Cadaver Art too, that came out in 2005. Mortal Decay just is one of the best brutal technical death metal bands ever, in my opinion. So this is a really nice reissue. So I ordered directly from the band because it was sold on Dissonant Tapes, and it was selling for really dumb prices on Discogs. And I actually made a post in a group chat that I have with a bunch of friends and said, hey, if anybody can help me out and find this tape, whether it be an OG copy or just a reissue, I don't care at this moment, let me know. And he wrote me back. I was like, yo, Mortal Decay has it on their site. So I ordered it, and it came yesterday, and I'm super pumped. So this is a special slipcase edition. So it comes in this nice little sleeve, which I actually might keep this on here, because I also did order the vinyl. I order the vinyl reissue. Of course I did. That'll be in probably next week. And I probably might actually spend that more. I'm not too sure. But I really wanted the cassette tape because I have their other ones in my collection. I'll do more of the Decay videos someday. I actually been hunting their demos, and I think I might have found a seller that will sell me some of their OG demos from, or I mean, they might be bootlegs, I don't know, but for a decent price or a trade. So I'm looking into that. So, but yeah, so here's a special slipcase edition. There's the spine, and then here's the back. We all know this album cover. I'm not going to pull Simon and not put Justin Horville's face over it, but here is the album cover. As you can tell, it's different than what you're seeing, where the Mortal Decay logo is also over here. I like this version better. I hate that the Mortal Decay is duplicated. The logo on this, it always drove me crazy. I think that might be the original album cover. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. Actually, it might be this one. Let me check, because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't know that for sure. Little nitpicky details that don't matter, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the original was the one that has the Mortal Decay logos on the side here. So anyway, here's the cover. Here's the spine, and then I'll show you the rest of the J card. It's a white tape with a sticker. I don't remember if there was other colors on this. I was meaning to look and see, but this is just what Mortal Decay had on their store. And then has a really nice long J card of the lyrics and all that stuff. And then on this side, the band, some promo shots. Really nicely done. I mean, this is definitely, like, since I have so many Dissonant Tape reissues, like, you can tell this is Dissonant Tapes that they did this reissue. Here's that Mortal Decay right there. That's pretty much like what's on the front cover as well. So I'm assuming Andrew probably did the layout for this. It kind of looks like very much a Dissonant Tapes like layout tape. Let's see what it says. Layout, yeah, Andrew. Yeah, I was right. So yeah, you can tell, like, he's got his own style of layouts for what he does for his tapes, and they're always awesome. I always really enjoy the way that they look. So yeah, and this says it's the original cover art. So, okay, so maybe this is the original one, and then this is like an alternate O sleeve cover art. So I actually kind of like this cover art better. I mean, for obvious reasons, as much as I like the boobs, I definitely enjoy more of the, like, zombified stuff. I mean, obviously there's a boob on this one. I don't know. I've just never been a huge fan of this cover album. It's obviously, I mean, for obvious reasons why. I don't know. It's just kind of cheesy, but whatever. It is what it is. You know, it's 90s brutal death metal. What do you want? Anyway, so yeah, I was excited to get this in my collection. It's one that I've wanted on cassette for a long time now, and I finally have it. Again, some of these Mortal Decay albums I would like to get OG copies for, like, consider some of them to be grails for my cassette collection. And I've been hunting. I have a whole spreadsheet, because I'm a nerd, of, like, OG copies that I'm hunting for right now, especially for my cassette collection. And then selling off duplicates, and I've gotten a lot lately, and you've been seeing that a lot of the stuff that's going up for sale on my Instagram for that reason. I feel like Jurgen right now because he did that, but I told myself when I was going to build my record collection, I was going to finally put the stuff in it that I've always wanted, as opposed to just going and buying literally everything that I hear for the first time ever, and just spending tons of money on albums that I probably won't ever listen to after like a year or two, you know, so it's stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, Mortal Decay still has this on their website if you're looking for it. I'll link in the description. And again, the vinyl has been reissued, and there's a CD reissue on Dissonant Tapes. So yeah. And then finally, the last thing I wanted to show off, kind of a smaller video today. So I got this about 6 months ago. I started trying to finish my Haemmrohage collection. I have about 2 or 3 splits that I still need to find, and I'm trying to get them on the 7 inches and not CD. So yeah, that's like the one exception to the rule of collecting 7 inches, because I don't usually do that. But for this particular band, I want to, because it just seems a little bit more like that's just what they originally came out on and stuff like that. And if I find a cassette, that's like whatever I am. But anyway, a Discogs seller had this, I don't remember his name, for sale for $10, and I was like, does he know what he has? And I messaged him and was like, is it a bootleg? Is it in really bad shape? And he said no. And I just, you know what, $10. If I'm out $10, I'm not gonna cry about it. And it came, and it's really good condition. So it's the Haemmrohage and Gruesome Stuff Relish split, 10-inch split. This is the inner sleeve that it came in, as you can tell. A little bit old. I need to replace this, and I just don't have 10-inch sleeves right now. Classic black wax. And it's in absolute perfect condition. Not a single scratch on it. I cleaned it obviously when I played it for the first time ever, but it had like nothing on it. This honestly, to be honest with you, looks like it's been unplayed. this possibly was just something that somebody bought for their collection just to have and then never played it. Some yellowing on the paper here. So I don't know if it like was maybe in the sun at one point. The cover looks slightly yellowed a little bit. Not too bad, but it's still really good condition. And then here's the other side. And then, but again, it's in immaculate condition. Like there's just a tiny bit of a rough corner right there, but that's it. And then here's the inside. It's like perfect. Sounds absolutely perfect. No issues at all. This came out, when did this come out? A long time ago. I don't remember when it came out. Is there a date in this? No. Let me look it up. But yeah, sounds awesome. Gruesome stuff. Relish split side is very good. I don't have a whole lot of their stuff. Obviously, I prefer the Haemmrohage side, but yeah. And then the poly bag is also very yellowed, and it only fits in this way, so I need to do some replacing. I don't buy 10 inches like hardly ever. But when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'm grabbing that. And this is kind of a little bit of a grail now in my collection. It probably isn't worth all that much, but let's see. Let's see. I forgot when that album came out. I thought I had it written down, and I don't. If you write Haemmrohage in Google, it brings up actually like what a Haemmrohage is. You have to write band after it, otherwise you get a lot of crazy stuff. Anyway, when did this come out? The Exhumed Haemmrohage one is the next one that I need to get. That's the one that I'm hunting, because surprisingly, I own a bootleg of that, but I would like to have an original copy. A bootleg meaning somebody burned it on a CD for me. That's all it is. nothing crazy there. Okay. God, they have such a long discography because they've done so many splits. Let's go. Where is it? Oh, this is by the album name. What is it? Hospital Thieves. Morgue Sweet Home. No. I can't find it. All right, let me just go to Discogs. Metal Archives is not helping me right now with how they have it listed. I'll just see it in my library on Discogs. It's coming. Okay. I have like 3 things that I still need to get from Haemmrohage. The Depression split, which I know is pretty easy to find, and then Exhumed, and I think maybe Hemdale was the last one. All the good ones. This is insane. Why is it not popping up? I really should have just put this in the notes. You guys are saying, here we go. Came out in 2011. Okay. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since it came out. It was pressed on CD, the 10-inch, which I have the black version, and there was also a green black swirl version that was put out by Power It Up Records out in Germany. So I'm looking now, and Discogs is just being slow. I don't know what the hell's going on. I was going to see if there was any. Yeah, the black version is no longer for sale on Discogs, and the green black swirl probably isn't either. Yeah, so this is no longer for sale on Discogs. I pretty much grabbed like the last copy that was there, and it was like $10. I couldn't believe it. Shipping was like $7, but still, I mean, it's got a little bit of age showing to it. Like the cardboard is kind of yellowing and brown, but for the most part, pretty fantastic. I was happy to find it, and again, that is not easy to find. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I had to talk about today. Again, I will announce the winner. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I thought I did that. And yeah, so check out Pestilent Death, awesome EP from last year. The boys over at Thralls of Metal actually reviewed this, and I completely missed it. I don't know how I missed that they did that. So yeah, they did a really good review on it too. They enjoyed it quite a bit, so check that out too. And that's all I have. I will see you guys in the next one.